Welcome back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay and Al Arias, and we have our first guest of the year. Wonderful company. Welcome, Don Teemsma.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Ideal Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Did I say that correctly?
Perfect.
Good. Well, welcome. Tell us a little bit about your company, and I guess we can start out where the company came from. You're second generation, correct?
I'm second generation. My father started this in 1960, so we're 55 years old this year, and we do all kinds of services. We didn't start out with everything, but we started out plumbing, heating, and then over the years we added air conditioning and then electrical, and we have for many years also done bath and kitchen remodel. So it's a broad service base, but our customers like to use us for different things, and we consider that like a cross-pollination. So they use us for plumbing, and then they have another need, and they'll use us for that. And the other good thing is they like to refer us, and that's how we've been growing for the last 55 years.
That's great. Tell me, what percentage of your business goes to the remodel type work versus the routine service?
A small amount, because we don't advertise our remodel, but because our customers enjoy the services that we do for the smaller trades, they like to wrap it all up and have us do the larger projects in their home.
Uh-huh.
And so with the referrals, we do a little bit more. But when we're out there working on a kitchen or in their bathroom, they said, hey, by the way, I've been thinking about replacing a shower, or move the wall and give myself a little more room, or maybe they're reached a point in their life that they'd like to have a little more creature comfort. So, put in a bigger bathtub or
speaking of creature comforts, we have a national audience as well, and people are thinking right now, air conditioning in San Diego? What do those people on the coast, on the beach, need with air conditioning? They don't realize we got a lot of, you get a couple miles inland, and you need some AC, right?
Absolutely. In fact, what's interesting is a lot of people that are on the coast have started to decide that air conditioning is something that they want, and, improve their comfort when the humidity's up and try to make the house a little more comfortable. So we do it all over San Diego County.
Yeah, San Diego is the only town that I've ever seen. Of course, I've been here a long time, but the only town I've ever seen that builds $1 million homes and doesn't put air conditioners in them.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and we have lots of times when it's like 90 at the beach. I live in La Jolla, and the man who built the home should have put in some air conditioning. Anyway. So we need to call Don, right?
We can take care of that for you.
Yeah. Now, do y'all usually, for the air conditioning, is that something that you do later once a home's been built, or is your primary service in the early stages when something's being built? And is that for residential and commercial?
We do no new construction, so we do a lot of aftermarket installation of air conditioning and other services as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, one of the things that we talked about before we went on air that I want to tap onto is how you've really built the company, because you told us that you have built it from the ground up. Okay, or what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's a natural growth. How do you build your company? You've got 54 employees, which, number one, my hat's off to you. You're one of our great employers, so I thank you for that.
We've enjoyed some organic growth over the years, and it's I think when my father started it, he had plumbing in his background. He had 4 uncles who were plumbers, and that's where he got his trade started. And just throughout the years, as I got involved in it, I would have customers that would want services that we didn't particularly provide. So we go out and we get the training, we get the license, we hire qualified people to do those tasks, and then we would be able to provide it. And the joy that brings to be able to serve a customer and have them want you to work in their home, year after year, and for different services is quite rewarding, and that kind of spurs on the desire to do more and more.
Right. Well, you're not hiring a lot of, if I can say this correctly, you're not hiring a lot of journey level people. You're hiring people and getting them in school and training them and getting them from the very ground level up so they stay with you for a long time. Am I correct?
I believe, and I try to instill in my employees, that education is a lifelong process.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we bring somebody in, regardless of what level they're at in their trade, we have a a high expectation that they'll continue to grow and educate themselves, and we like to participate in the apprenticeship programs that are offered here in San Diego. And so we have several of our employees that come in with very little training, and we send them through a 4-year program with the San Diego.
I'm sorry, Don. That's almost like, and not I'm sorry, I'm happy, but that's almost like getting a scholarship. Come out of high school and get a scholarship to college. You're giving these kids a scholarship. You're putting them through the training and the development and everything, and then getting them into the practical application. Do you know how unique that is?
It's maybe it's in my makeup, so I don't think it's unique,
right.
But I think it is somewhat unique in our industry, where we put our arm around somebody and say, "You look like you have talent. Look like you have a work ethic. You looks like you would benefit from this trade, and so let's help you get educated and learn the trade enough so that you'll be hopefully a long-time employee." And many of our employees have been with us for 10, 15, 20. We just I think our oldest employee is 33 years.
Wow.
This year.
Well, you've been with the company yourself about 40 years. And what has been your progression? Did you start out learning the business on the ground level yourself as, one of the people out in the field? How did your transition and your journey and evolution in the company go?
Well, it's a family business, so I think I was born into it.
Yeah.
Not that all of our family members and my siblings are involved, but when I got involved, I was probably my first time in the store that I can remember was 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
And we had a little hardware store, and we would sell paint and make keys, and people would come in for nails and bolts and screws and tools, and it was fun just to sit there and ring up the cash register and take care of. I probably didn't know anything. My dad would call me. He says, "You're a VP of nails."
Yeah.
So, but at an early age, I enjoyed it, and I learned a lot in that environment, and working with my family basically for 40 years or more. And now my son works in our business, and I'm happy that he's excited about learning this trade. He's got to learn from the ground up. He's 23.
23.
Oh, it's tough running a family-run business, right? You feel like you should be a reality show on TV at times, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think.
Well, the miracle is getting your kid to participate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
we don't see any of yours running around the office here, Al.
Gabriella's around, but she only works part-time.
Yeah, I resemble that remark.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450, a Bloomberg radio station. We're streaming live on the web at financialnewsandtalk.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. Here are my co-hosts, Andrea Kay and Al Arias. And our first guest today is Don Teemsma from Ideal Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Don, one of the things I want to tap into is not necessarily what you do for a living, but what you do for the community. Tell us a little bit about, you work with some of the charities here, the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation and a few others. Tell us a little bit about what you do for community.
Well, I have to thank my father for getting me involved in community philanthropic interests, because I think unless you give back to the community, you're really just a taker. And there's a lot of things that the communities need that a business person can offer back. And by doing so, you connect yourself with your community, you give yourself more purpose. And I found that my employees that get involved in that regard, they have a higher respect for the company and the business that you offer, gives them a sense of importance. And so we found that over the years, involving not just myself at my level, but the employees has been a real benefit. The San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation, I think, is something that I'm on the board now of that organization, and they do a lot of good for the firefighters and the first responders here in San Diego. It's not everything that they need can be provided for through the budget of San Diego, so there's a lot of very generous people in San Diego that have made it possible for tools, equipment, training, and other things that just aren't available right now that we can provide. So then the other thing that's close to me is Mission Trails Regional Park, and a lot of people I think are environmentally conscious. They like to get out and hike and see the county of San Diego. And there's a opportunity for us to do pro bono work for them and their foundation. So we'll go in, and recently we helped them work with engineering, designing some electrical for their facility down there off Mission Gorge Road. We've done a lot of other little projects for them, and same with the Mount Helix Foundation, which is another beautiful part of San Diego County. Mount Helix.
Yep, that's absolutely fabulous. You know, to see a company that's grown, gotten the success, and gives back is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And
you know, it's interesting because we were talking before the show about how you're growing and growing and growing, and you don't really need to do a whole lot of advertising. And I think that's got to be because of just the phenomenal work you do, which maybe is why you guys won the BBB Torch Award.
I'm curious
for Marketplace
if there's
Ethics.
any use of social media in your activity, in your business.
We do a little bit. We do some. We have a Twitter account, and we have a Facebook, and I have a person on our staff that does a great job of doing that.
Because you're like Barry and you won't do it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
Thank you very much.
I don't. What is that?
Got it. I understand.
Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, we're fortunate to have people that help us be successful, and without them, I don't think we'd be half as far or anywhere close to where we are today. So I do have a wonderful staff that I work with. But on the BBB, I think it's important that a company has a sense of ethic and doing the right thing and being honest and having trust with the community. And the Better Business Bureau has a Torch Award, and every year, even if we don't win, we're lucky to be a finalist last year, and we've actually been a finalist and a winner a few other times. So, but it's a culture you build within your company, and if you can give your employees a sense of integrity, it really goes a long way, and it really builds their self-esteem, and they begin to trust the company, and you give them high standards to live by. And I think that becomes, at least in our company, a very important part of our culture.
Interesting. Well, you know, we're running short on time. I sincerely appreciate you being here. Thank you for employing a lot of our San Diegans and building a company based on the right standards. So I guess we can say thank you, and you can pass that up the line to your dad.
Thank you, Barry.
So, great. Thanks for being here. So you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego business and the people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find us on Facebook and let us know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.